Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Nubs Does Assassin's Creed 2. Now, I left you on the previous episode saying I was going to do some grinding, and this is me doing some grinding. I'm going to cut most of the grinding out. However, if I see anything that's interesting or anything that ties into the story, I'll be sure to include it. So, on with the show. What's the first thing we're going to do? We've got some courier missions, I believe, from, I don't know, from someone, and I can help my family. So I'm going to go and start off by helping my family, because I suspect that's probably a story mission. So, who's this? My brother? Gonna say brother.
What are you doing out here, Petruccio? You should be in bed.
I want those feathers.
What for?
It's a secret.
Okay, so yeah, it's not just a grind, it's kind of the start of the biggest grind in the game, which is, you know, collecting all the feathers. If you're watching this, I'm so sorry. I should have cut this. No one needs to see this.
Grazie, brother.
You still haven't told me why you want these.
I will.
Wow.
In time.
If my camera goes out of focus every now and then, I do apologise. I thought I turned autofocus off, but it's a pretty old webcam. Just
Hey, Claudia. How are you?
Bene.
You shouldn't keep things from me.
It's Duccio.
What of him?
I think he's been unfaithful.
Who told you this?
The other girls. I thought they were my friends.
Harpies. You're better off without them.
I loved him.
No, Claudia. You only thought you did.
He should suffer for what he's done.
Wait here. I'll go have a word with him.
Yeah, if there's one guy you don't want to mess around with, well, one guy you don't want to mess around with his sister, it's Ezio Auditore. Because I will find you. And I will hurt you. But not kill you, because I haven't been given a weapon yet. The viewpoints in this game can be much harder to get to because you have to figure out a way to climb up to them sometimes, rather than just running up to the same tower in a different town and climbing it in the same way. You have to find the correct way, which often involves exploring, jumping, and ultimately falling to your death quite a lot. But it's fun, and the towers are so much more beautiful. But then it does make sense that Renaissance Italy is going to be better looking than the Middle East during the Crusades. It makes some viewpoints feel like a real achievement because you spend a good amount of time trying to figure them out. I mean, I'm like halfway up this tower. I obviously went the wrong way. Perhaps a bit of planning would have been a good idea to check which windows had slats in and so on before I started climbing up. Come on, Ezio, you're nearly there. Just a little over... Oh my god. I actually got scared for him then. Right. Tower. Ooh, we're high up. It occurs to me that I've actually climbed the building next to us in real life. The Duomo in Florence. I don't know if you still can, but I don't see why you wouldn't be able to, if you used to be able to. You can climb up the steps on the inside of the dome, and it's really freaky because the ceiling and the floor curve away from you at different rates, but all you can see is the curve and the steps aren't level, they curve with it. So you sort of start realizing halfway up the steps that gravity isn't where you think it should be, and it can be quite nauseating, even for people who aren't scared of heights.
Duccio, it's beautiful.
Duccio.
But the best for you, amore mio.
But what of Claudia? I thought you'd been promised to her.
My father said I could do much better than an auditore.
Ah, bir parte. Come, let us walk a bit.
What? I had something else in mind.
Oh, Duccio.
Duccio.
Hey, lurido porco!
Ezio, my friend. Ah! Ma che te piglia?
You insult my sister, parading around with this putana.
What are you talking about?
I saw the gift you gave her, or the things you said.
Maybe your sister shouldn't be so stingy with her virtù.
You broke her heart.
Ha! And now I'm going to break your face.
Yeah, good luck,
You
mate.
auditores all talk big, but when it comes time for action, ha!
You'll regret ever opening your mouth.
I
I
could
can
have
headbutt
taught your
people.
sister a great many things.
And stamp on
She's
their
lucky
nads.
to have had someone like me.
Why are you...
Bastardo!
Stop talking to me, dude. You're literally on the floor. And I'm... stamping on you. And you're still talking.
Basta, mi arrendo.
Stay away from my sister!
Well, I think that was his point, wasn't it? Okay, so a guy breaks up with my sister and doesn't want to see her anymore. So I beat him up and tell him to stay away from my sister and not see her anymore. Doesn't make a huge amount of sense, but whatever. I guess it's more about beating him up than anything else. Hi, Mum.
Buongiorno, Ezio.
Buongiorno a voi, madre. Come state?
Sto bene. And you? Still recovering from last night?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Of course not. Anyway, I have an errand to run. I'd like you to join me.
Con piacere.
Come, it's not far from here.
This is an interesting mission. I'm going to keep this one in.
I know about your fight with Vieri.
So, that guy that my dad wrote a letter about, the Pazzis, did get arrested. And he's going to stand trial. And my dad is presumably going to give evidence.
Here we are. Hello, Leonardo.
Madonna Maria,
This is my son, Ezio.
molto onorato.
L'onore è mio.
Let me go and fetch the paintings. I'll be right back.
He's very talented.
Just called my mum Madonna.
Self-expression is vital to understanding and enjoying life. You should find an outlet.
That is
Plenty
Leonardo da
of
Vinci,
outlets.
by the way, in
I
case you hadn't
meant
figured that out.
besides vaginas.
Mother.
Back to your house then.
Si.
What exactly is she suggesting?
Ezio, help Leonardo, will you? He's been working for his father.
Ah, you're to be a banker.
For now. And you?
No, I just beat
Art,
people up
was
on the
it?
street. I'm not a banker.
Truth
What,
be told,
900
it's been
florins?
difficult for me to settle. Painting is nice, but I often feel like my work lacks, I don't know, a purpose. Does that make sense? I'd rather contribute more practically, more directly. Architecture, perhaps, or anatomy. I'm not content merely to capture the world. I want to change it. It was nice to meet you, Ezio. I hope our paths cross again.
Anch'io.
Okay, that was the shittest mission ever. I grant you. Just go here, get lectured by my mum about finding other ways to enjoy myself apart from vaginas. Meet Leonardo da Vinci, pick up a box, carry the box back to where I started. Terrible, terrible mission. But we met Leonardo da Vinci, which I assume is quite important. Next mission.
Ezio, come in, son.
Can you clean the dishes?
I need these packages delivered to associates of mine in the city. I also need you to retrieve a message for me from a pigeon coop not too far from here.
Va bene. I'll get it done.
Come back here when you're finished. There are some things we need to discuss. And please, my son, stay out of trouble. Hmm?
This is effectively just an extension of the tutorial still, because they're teaching me mechanics. You'll notice every time I've completed a mission, it's now you can do beat up missions, now you can do courier missions. Now I'm going to go and retrieve a letter from a pigeon coop, and then it's going to say you can get messages from a pigeon coop which will give you targets. Which is, you know, it's fine, it's how the game works. But it does mean I've been playing the game now for the second session for 20 minutes, and I've done nothing at all. If you excuse me for a second, the lighting in the room around me is so red it makes me look like a beetroot, so I'm gonna try and change that quickly. There we go. That's a bit more of a neutral colour balance. Still got the blue highlights in my hair though. Looks special. To the pigeon coop. I know a lot of people, when they play Assassin's Creed, like to free run and climb as much as possible, and I like doing that when I'm assassinating people, but I actually find I get rather more enjoyment now just running through the streets, because you see a lot more of what's going on, and it's quicker, much quicker.
You Giovanni's kid?
No, idiota. He just happens to look exactly like the man.
Give it here. Don't worry, boy. We're not contagious. At least I'm not.
My father is friends with whores and poor people. Oh, it's disgusting. I don't know quite what to think. It's almost as if they're people as well. What? I should add, Ezio is I think he's my favourite assassin. Certainly enjoyed him a lot more than Altair, which is kind of heretical, I suppose, but you'll see what I mean. And I really like his character. He grows and develops in an excellent way, no spoilers, and he's a bit of a dick right now, as you can probably tell from the womanizing, the brawling, the general fighting, the cockiness. Just a bit of a dick. I guess kind at heart, but still a bit of a dick.
I have a delivery from...
Giovanni Auditore?
Yes.
Were you followed?
No. Why would I be followed?
Give me the package. Tell your father that they're moving tonight. He should as well.
Who's moving? What's going on here? Wait! Come back! Explain yourself!
I think my father might be involved in something rather dangerous. I guess it might have something to do with giving evidence at a trial for a guy that tried to stage a coup in another city. He's probably quite powerful and doesn't like my family. I don't know though. It's not like the Italians have a history of organised crime. Pigeon. Pigeon. Alright, so that was another cool mission where nothing really happened. Next, memory. I bet once I, how do I put this? Complete a few more missions, I will find a few more guards. Especially if I go around stealing money from boxes on rooftops. Hey, I'm gonna need money to pay my medical bills, I think, at this rate. Especially if I can never remember to use the front door of my own house. Oop. One of the excellent additions in this version of the game is the ability to catch yourself as you're falling, so that if you drop you can hold down B and grab onto a ledge, and it's quite a good way to avoid falling damage if you need to get down.
Father? Federico!
Ezio! Thank God!
What happened? Where is everyone?
They took your father and brother to the Palazzo della Signoria, to prison.
And my mother? My sister?
Ezio.
Claudia? Are you alright?
Yes, but Mother... She's in shock. When she resisted...
It's not safe here. Is there some place you can take them?
Yes,
Very
yes,
cool.
to my sisters.
Good, do that. In the meantime, I'll go see my father.
Be careful, Messer Ezio. The guards were looking for you as well.
What I've learned from this is that if I ever live in Renaissance Italy, or probably Europe in general, and I'm a wealthy family, and I'm going to make trouble with a criminal organization, I should hire some guards. Okay, so they've been put in a prison cell at the top of the tower. Convenient, I suppose, that this is a game about climbing. Yeah, I reckon there are going to be some guards on this rooftop now. There's the cell. I mean, as far as prison cells go, I'm sure it's unpleasant, but you gotta admit, it's gonna be a nice view. Like, there are worse places to be imprisoned. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're stuck in Renaissance Europe, it's gonna be pretty nasty whether you're living in a house or living in a prison. No internet in either. I haven't seen any guards. I imagine they're all down there by the gallows. Not ominous at all. Right, so I've only got to get up there. Easy, right? Okay, so there's a rooftop guard. Now, I reckon as soon as I enter this red area on my map, I'm going to become notorious. Yes. Which means if a guard sees me, I am in trouble. Like that one. He hasn't moved for a while, so hopefully he's stationary. Okay, a quick trip round the corner and then I'm at the top of this tower, I hope. Might go all the way up and get the viewpoint first. Sorry Dad, you can hang on a sec. This is where I accidentally fall off the entire building. The game really is much prettier than it used to be. Much. I suppose part of that might actually be because I played it first of all in a on an Xbox 360. I don't know how the PC graphics compare, honestly. It's hard to tell because I can't really remember what the 360 was like.
Ezio. Father, what's happened?
Took a bit of a beating, but I'm alright. What of your mother and sister?
Safe now.
Annetta took them.
Yes. Wait. You knew this would happen?
Not the way it did, and not this soon. Doesn't matter now.
What do you mean? Explain!
There's no time. Listen closely. Return to the house. In my office is a hidden door. Use your talent to find it. Beyond lies a chest. Take everything you find inside. Much of it may seem strange to you, but all of it is important. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Among the contents is a letter, and with it some documents. I need you to take these documents to Mr. Roberto. He was with me in the office this morning.
The Gonfaloniere, I remember. Now please, tell me what's happening. Are the Pazzis behind this? There was a note for you at the pigeon booth. It said, "Go, Ezio."
Go now.
Father said there was a door here.
I love it, doesn't even give me a chance to figure it out for myself. Like, oh, you need to find something hidden. Do you remember that you've got magic vision?
To bring this to Messer Roberto.
And finally, we have the game starting properly. We are an assassin. We have a sword. Well, I mean, because technically we're not an assassin yet, but I'm dressed like an assassin and that counts.
Traditore! Hey, what's with the swords? Aren't you supposed to arrest me?
No.
What do you want then?
Get away. Break the rules. We break you. For you to die.
Well, that's not going to happen. So why don't we explore other options?
There are no other options.
Alright, buddy. Oh yeah, better steal their money. Don't think I'm going to be allowed to come back here again anytime soon. Get down. It's Leonardo da Vinci's door. Same carving.
Ezio Auditore? What are you doing here at this hour?
I don't...
Wait, child. Take a breath. Collect your thoughts.
My father and brothers have been imprisoned. I was told to bring you this.
I see now. It's a misunderstanding, Ezio. I'll clear everything up.
How?
The documents you've given me contain evidence of a conspiracy against your family and against the city. I'll present these papers at their hearing in the morning, and they'll be released.
Thank you, Signore.
Of course, my child. Do you need a place to stay? You're more than welcome here.
No, grazie. I'll meet you at the piazza.
Don't worry, Ezio. Everything is going to be fine.
This feels a lot like a Game of Thrones moment, doesn't it? A lot. You've just given me the documents that will save your family, whilst a shadowy figure walks behind me. Don't worry, everything will be fine. I must say, I do really appreciate that they drop in, not a lot of Italian, but they use Italian and don't just automatically subtitle it as if we can't figure out what it means. Which is an unpleasant habit that happens in a lot of American-made TV programs and video games. Obviously, this is Canadian, so they're perhaps a little more sensitive. I've seen TV shows, very cheap TV shows to be fair, but TV shows in America where they have to subtitle British people's accents because the Americans can't understand British English. And some of the accents aren't very strong. So I'm surprised that you don't have subtitles on the Italian in this game. Because sometimes they have quite a lot of a conversation in Italian, although it's fairly obvious what they mean. I guess it could be confusing if you don't really understand the context. See, now that I've got the famous white assassin's robes, you can dye them different colours. Once you've bought the colour, you can switch between them for free, which is, you know, fair. I guess in a modern... if this was a modern game, they'd probably charge real-life money for the colours. But each city has its own colours, so if you go to a tailor's in a different city, you get a different choice of colours. It's a nice addition, and it's quite nice that it's opened up so quickly in the game, because, you know, it's pretty... It's nice to be able to customise your character in RPGs, otherwise it feels a bit like you're stuck doing a very linear game, even if it is an open world. Let's go to what they've called the acquittal of my family, because we're just going to see them get released, right? That's why they're noosed up. Oh, my little brother as well, come on.
Giovanni Auditore, you and your accomplices stand accused of the crime of treason. Have you any evidence to counter this charge?
Yes, the documents that were delivered to you last night.
I'm afraid I know nothing of these documents.
He's lying! Need to get closer.
In the absence of any compelling evidence to the contrary, I am bound to pronounce you guilty. You and your collaborators are hereby sentenced to death.
You are the traitor, Roberto, and one of them. You may take our lives this day, but we will have yours in return, I swear! We will!
Father!
There! Grab the boy! He's one of them!
I'll kill you for what you've done!
Guards! Arrest him! Abatete.
Better run, boy. And fast.
Got to tell me twice. I have no idea where I'm going. Climb. Quick. Of all the times to be quick, it's now. I always get scared when I'm running and hiding from guards. The music's a bit overpowering though, isn't it? Well, that was a very sad way to end this episode, I think.
I've got a little request for you. I've identified several strange markings that I've discovered right across Renaissance Italy. Now, I don't know what they're doing there, but I want you to help me find out. Rebecca has marked their general location in the database with an eye icon, and she's made them glow as well. Keep an eye out.
So it looks like we've jumped forward in time a little bit.
Sir Ezio, thank God. I've been looking everywhere for you.
I couldn't stop them, Annetta. I tried, I swear. But there were so many guards.
Please, come with me. We need to get you off the streets.
What of my mother and sister?
They're safe. I'll bring you to them.
No. It's too dangerous for us to travel together. Tell me where to go and I'll meet you there.
My sister's house. Just north of the Duomo.
I'm on my way.
Well then, there are now guards everywhere. Anyway, I'm notorious and there are guards everywhere, so now seems like a good time as any to call it an end to episode 2 of Nubs Does Assassin's Creed 2. I thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I appreciate any comments. I had one comment last episode. Somebody told me that my facial expressions were funny. Thanks. But they struggled to see them because my picture was too small in the corner. So I've made it slightly bigger, but I've also made it slightly transparent because I didn't want it to interfere with what's going on in the background or if any text comes up. So I think I've got the balance right, but do let me know because my monitors are pretty bright. If you're struggling to see it on a phone or on your PC or TV, whatever, let me know. And this is the first kind of proper big series I've done, so I'm interested in feedback, very interested in feedback. Please leave me a comment, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, all 3 of you, and thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day, lovely evening, whatever it is right now, and I'll see you next time on Nubs Does Assassin's Creed 2. Bye bye.